They are the men and women who put it all on the line for their country. 1.4 million people are currently serving in the U.S. military, risking it all on a daily occurrence. However, that risk should not carry over to their financial lives. On the base at Pennsylvania's Fort Indiantown Gap, military personal financial counselor Keith Donnell says this is something that's avoidable with a budget.
If I can teach you how to budget and I don't see you again for another 20 years, I know you're going to be fine. But the folks that don't know how to budget, they'll always shoot themselves in the foot. Always, always, always financially.
In addition to educational perks such as the free schooling GI Bill, financial readiness is imperative in the military, which offers amped up financial perks that civilians don't receive.
Financially, between the retirement and the education benefits alone, there's hundreds of thousands of dollars in opportunity that are out there for military members that aren't offered to civilians.
Whether they're a government employee or contractor or military active duty retirees and their family members, it costs you nothing to come in. It costs nothing for the phone call. It costs nothing for the consultation, nothing for the assessment. All our services are free.
For members of the armed forces, finance services also offered include perks like 0% interest loans or grants.
The categories that we assist with is past due mortgages, car payments, food, you name it, we're here to provide.
Other financial products and benefits available to military personnel are tax waivers for personnel serving in active combat zones on their contributions and earnings associated with many investment and financial products. The Department of Defense Savings Deposit Program, which earns a 10% interest rate while a member is serving in an active combat zone, and TSP, the Thrift Savings Plan, which is the federal government's version of a low-fee retirement savings plan, similar to a 401k. Unlike most civilian employees for whom participation in the TSP is mandatory, TSP participation for service members is voluntary.
I tried to take advantage of all the programs they had, especially savings. TSP was a very good one.
Former Navy culinary specialist, 34-year-old Yvonne Quinones, is one of the 15 to 20% of military members to leave the military this year. Her husband, Ernest, is still active in the Navy and stationed in Newport News, Virginia. They both have taken advantage of the financial perks throughout their career.
When I joined, I wasn't really even looking into savings. I didn't even think about savings. It was just like, oh, savings? Okay, I got plenty of time for that. I was able to take advantage of some of the courses that helped me when I prepared to get out as a civilian.
If you were an 18-year-old when you joined the military, you're talking about being 38 years old and you're eligible for retirement.
Service members must consider their financial lives after leaving the military, as 83% of members exit the armed forces without any retirement funds.
I'll talk to them about what I call the ultimate retirement date, and that's going to be somewhere in their 60s.
Keith and Cora's years of experience help guide personnel into a comfortable retirement by understanding their clients.
With soldiers, they like to see that if I do this, then I'm going to get this.
Do you know that if you can save $286 a month and you can do that consistently for 40 years, you would have saved $137,000. If you can get that 8% return, that $137,000 that you put away has actually grown to $1 million. That $137,000 grew by $863,000, which is money making money.
Once I could see that I could easily become a millionaire, that's what caught me. It's like, yes, you can become a millionaire, but people don't really think that way because they're looking at what's right in front of them right now. Nobody thinks about the future.
Because Yvonne planned, educated herself, and took advantage of the many perks offered even after retirement, her future outside of the military is open for her and her family.
I try to make sure what's the best thing to invest in. I'm looking at stocks, I'm looking at CDs, I'm looking at, can I do another Roth IRA? What can I do so that I'm financially set when I get retired? I thank God for the military because I know where I'm set in life. I know exactly what I need to do to be comfortably when I retire. There's no question about it.
Find out more by visiting wi65.org or follow us on Facebook and Twitter.